Say you had a visualization like this, where you have state as your dimension, and then you have profit as your measure. But when it comes to delivering the solution, you want it that the stakeholder can instantly change what this one is, that they can press a button and it will switch it to category, or maybe switch it to segment. And same goes with the measure. Instead of profit, they want to see it by sales, but you don't want to build multiple visualizations. Well, let me show you how to use parameters to fix this problem. So here we are in Tableau, and the dataset is available if you want to follow along. We're going to be using parameters along with dimensions and measures. I'm going to build some visualizations here where you can have a button that changes everything. If you're new to parameters, I do have a bunch of videos on that as well, so be sure to check those out on the channel. But we're going to start really simply. Let's say I build a visualization like this. So I'm going to bring sales into columns, and I'm going to bring category into rows. Okay, very simple bar chart. What I want to do is create a control to switch this sales for either discount, profit, quantity, and so on, right? I want to do the same thing for this dimension in that I don't want this to be fixed, which it currently is. I want it that there's a list that they can choose from, and it will switch this from category to city to product name to segment to even a date. It doesn't matter, right? We want that control. So let me show you how to build it. For every control that you want to create, we have to create a new parameter. Okay, so up here on the top left, you're going to see this little triangle. We're going to click on that and go create parameter. Now we're going to start with the dimension first. Okay, so I'm going to call this, just leave it as parameter 1, and we'll just call it dimension control. Okay, pretty easy. Now the type of value that the parameter can be, we have to decide on. So here in data type, you'll see there's a float, an integer, string, and I'm going to just show you with float for now. It just means a number. We can go display format. It's just going to show as a normal number. We're going to set the current value to 1, and then allowable values all, right? So any number you can type in. Now I'm going to hit OK. And down here on the bottom left, you're now going to see that parameter you created. Now it is a number, and hence you're going to see this number data type. I'm going to right click on it and go show parameter. Okay, I'm just going to bring it here just for your viewing pleasure. And as you can see, you can type in anything, right? Any number you want, it's fine. Like so. What you can't type in is a word, right? You can see it doesn't store it because when we set up this parameter, if I go edit, this data type determines what information can go in there. So if I put this as date, I can't type in words. Same goes if I select string, I can't put in numbers. So that controls what goes in. Because we're going to be dealing with a dimension here, we need it to be a string, right? Because that dimension is a string. Okay, so we've got it set to string here. The current value is, we're just going to say category. Okay. And instead of all, where they can type in whatever they want, we want to control that list. So here, we're going to select list, and all the dimensions we want to be part of the control, we're going to add in here. So we're going to say category, and it needs to be word for word. Okay. We're going to add subcategory. I still have to sound things out, right? We're going to do that. We're going to do state, and maybe one more. We're going to do customer name. Okay. And that's it. As soon as I go OK, watch what happens to this parameter. And I'm just going to remove this and do it again. So right click, show parameter, right? I'm going to bring it here. And as you can see, it's completely changed. Now it's a drop-down list. But if I click on it, nothing happens because we have to wire up the parameter to something. We have to actually connect that for it to be useful. And we're going to do that using a calculation. So if I hit this triangle, I'm going to go create calculated field. And here's where it gets a little bit intricate. Okay, so you're going to be very careful here and precise, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay, so we're going to call this parameter result. All right, and I think we called it parameter 1. All right, parameter 1 result, or choice, really. It's more choice. Okay, choice salt. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go if, right? So we're going to do a logic function, parameter 1. So you can either type it in and it'll come up like so, or you could literally grab it from here and drop it in here. Okay, And when you do that, you know you've done it right for a parameter because it turns purple. Yeah? All right. Now we just treat it as any variable. So if this is equal to category, quotations, because it's a string, then what do we want the output to be? Then we want this field to be used. So we can bring that in. Now this one is different. You can see it's orange and it's got square brackets, which means it's a field, right? It's describing this field of data. There we go. So that's the first rule. Now in here, you're going to see there's 3 other ones: subcategory, state, and customer name. So we have to set that rule for each one of those. So the easiest way to do it is I press enter. So now I'm on the next line. I'm going to hold shift, press up to highlight that row. I'm going to copy it, copy, and paste. Okay, and I'm going to do that however many options I have. In our case, there's 4. By the way, if you add more options, you have to add more rules in your if function. Okay, so that's the first part. Now, instead of if, we're going to do else, and else. Okay, and then for these, we're going to switch these now to the items in our list. I think we did state and customer name. These need to be exact, even case sensitive, right? To be sure. Now here, instead of category, we're going to get rid of these. And we're going to bring in each of those fields. So subcategory goes here, state goes in here, customer name goes in here. Now, what you'll notice is every single one of these fields we're using is also a string. You cannot put a number in here, right? It just, well, you can, but it may mess up your visualization. So it's a good rule to not do it unless you really know what you're doing, okay? So customer name, okay, and then we just go end to close off the logic function. You can see it's working, right? I'll just zoom in so you guys have a little better look. And then we go OK. Now still, it's not going to change anything because we haven't brought it into our visualization. So now what we want to do is get rid of this category and drop in this new function that we've created. Like so. What it's doing is this parameter control, right? Let me get my arrow. This parameter control, you can see, controls the value that goes in here. That value then feeds into that function, and that function feeds the visualization. Okay, so now if I change this control, watch what happens. Okay, now the beauty of this is that you can use this field just like you would, where's my square tool? You can use this field just like you would any other dimension, which means I can drop parameter 1 choice into label, right? See the labels in there. I can color it by that, okay? You can add it to the tooltip. You can do whatever you want, just as you would any other dimension. So that's the first one. So now how do we do it for a measure? So let me show you how we do that one. So the idea is the same. The difference is instead of it being a string, we're going to set it to a measure. So here we go. I'm going to go up here, create parameter. Okay, parameter 2, and we're going to call this measure control. Now in our case, it's going to be a, actually in this case, it's actually still going to be a string because we wanted that you pick the word profit, but the output of the function is going to be a number. Okay, so let's do that. So this is still going to be a string. We're going to go list, and here we're going to list out discount, profit, quantity, and sales. Okay, then we hit OK. We now have our parameter here on the bottom left, and now we're going to create that if function again. So go up here, create calculated field. Okay, let's make this a bit smaller, and we're going to call this parameter 2 choice. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go if parameter 2 control, here you go, it's purple, is equal to, quote, right? we're going to do discount. Then we want to bring discount in, like so. Now it's your choice. If you want to aggregate it here, okay, or you want to aggregate it up here, both work. However, if you aggregate it in here, it's a little bit hard to see it in the visualization, because at least when you see it up here, it's obvious it's a sum, right? The other thing is, if it's up here, it's much easier to change because you could literally right-click, change the aggregation type. If you do it in here, it's fixed. So you have to go into the formula, you have to make the tweak, and etc. Right? So I prefer to just leave it at row level. Okay. So now we're going to copy this 4 times. All right. I'm going to call this else. So same idea as before, like so. But instead of discount, this one's going to be profit. This one's going to be quantity, and this one's going to be sales. Okay, get rid of this, get rid of this, this. So this one's going to be profit, this one's going to be quantity, and this one's going to be sales. Now this one I've spelt wrong, not suckes. And then end. All right. Then we go OK. Now instead of using this sum of sales, right, we're going to use this new one we've created. All right, so now we're going to get rid of sum of sales, bring in parameter 2, and now we have that field. Okay. So now I'm going to go here in parameter 2 and just right click, show control, and now we have 2 sets of control. Now, once you have this, you could literally just control and change this however you wish. Okay. And that's how you use dynamic parameters. This is not limited to bar charts. You just imagine this as any other dimension and measure. So whatever it is you're building, so whether it's, let's say, a tree map like that, right? You can still do it. You can do it by profit. You can do it by subcategory, state, and you can have as many parameters as you want. You can have as many dimensional parameters. You can have date ones. It's completely up to you however you mix and match this depending on your needs. Okay, so that is it. By the way, I teach all of this on my website, so be sure to check that out. I teach this and then some, because parameters, sets, grouping, all of this stuff in that kind of category, there's so much you can do. Right? So much. So be sure to check out the website for that. If you have other topics or videos you guys want me to cover, be sure to drop a comment. I'd love to make some more videos for you guys. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed, and bye.